Now, if I had $0 to my name, how would I get my first 3 clients? Not using any ads or a separate agency or having my own yet. Having no excuses, here's the exact playbook. There's 4 moves done with discipline that produce real clients straight from scratch, and I want to share it with you. So you want to pick one niche at the start, okay? Why? Because if you decide you're going to service everybody at the very, very beginning, well, you're going to have an offer for everybody, and you're going to try to make something and spend all this time and energy on picking something that's going to suit everybody. What happens? Well, you can turn it into something really generic and general, and nobody really feels special with that. Or you can use that, but it takes a lot of salesmanship. That may be very tough. So pick a niche, no bouncing around between them. The generalists do get ignored, specialists get hired. Because specialists say, hey, this is for you. If I just said, I help people with their accounting, if you want help with money, let me know. You as the viewer, that doesn't touch you much, does it? But if I say, I only specifically work with people who watch YouTube videos on business education, lifestyle, entertainment, and or people that are telling their story in a different way, or people that are documenting their own journey. If I said that, and I was looking at you and I said that, I only watch people who comment on YouTube videos and do it. So if you're somebody who regularly comments on YouTube videos, drop me a comment, say send me it, and I will send you everything about whatever it is. If I direct this towards you, and I do accounting just for those people, don't you think that's going to hit a little bit harder? I think so. So stop saying yes to everyone in every single industry. This is if you're trying to get your first 3 clients that are actually good clients, not just free freelance work. Start owning one space until you're the obvious choice, okay? Right now, our space, funny enough, is owner-operated businesses. Why did we choose that instead of just HVAC or just restaurants, etc.? We chose that, and we made that instead of target niche industry, we have that as our ideal customer profile because that's who we know we can best service. And it would be a disservice if we did not service our ideal customer profile because we're stuck on one niche, especially with the total addressable market for this. It's something where I want to make sure that we're being proficient and we have enough to kind of grab on, we have enough to chew, but at the same time, we're not being way too broad. We can make an offer for the specific ideal customer profile. Okay? So, for you should pick a niche right off the bat. Moving on, let me actually get this back to working correctly. There we go. Build one elite example. You don't need a dozen different case studies. You need one piece of work that stops the scroll and makes the prospect think, I need whoever made that. Seriously. See how I'm being pretty intense when I'm looking at you and saying, you need to have somebody say, I need whoever made that. Well, it is serious. You need to make it look premium, even if it was for free that you did it, okay? Document the process and the result the entire time, and then use that everywhere. Use it in DMs, use it in proposals and content. Here's an example of what we have. There's a business here called Fraser and Fig in Marda Loop, who in the last 30 days, we saved them over 14 plus hours. Like we saved them a lot of time, and we got them over 30,000 plus views total with 0 ad campaigns. Now I could have easily made a traffic and awareness targeted ad campaign through meta ads, and what we have here that was posted here organically got 13.8 thousand views in the Marda Loop area. Yes, we could have made an ad off that, but we're talking to the ideal customer profile here, right? We're talking to somebody who's trying to keep his costs low, not focused on running ads where it's really hard to track the ROI when it comes to like having a storefront business, when they don't really order online too much, it's just kind of phone in. So this is an example of what we have. So what I did is I took this, put it on the front page of custom proposals that I had sent for people, and I would walk into businesses and hand it to them. So that's a little bit of what we did. And just to give you a quick glimpse on what we're doing right now, once again, I make these videos just that way I can look back on them in the future, so maybe I'll laugh at this. But what we're doing is we're helping a business owner like this. Well, I won't say his first name. His last name is Fraser and Fig. And he's our exact type of customer. He's an amazing guy to work with. We also have Stampede Boot Company and people that are there. We love them there. They love us. We do great work together. So we have retail boot sales in clothing and helmets and jackets. Stampede Boot Company in Calgary, reach out to them. And Fraser and Fig, they do grazing boards, like charcuterie boards, etc. Completely different type of work, but the ideal customer profile is the same, so that way I know how to help that specific person, okay? No matter what business they're in for the most part. We're not working with like oil and gas industries yet or anything like that. Okay, my name is Mark Perry. I'm the co-founder and CEO of MNC Creative Co. We help take social media off the plates of local business owners here in Calgary and Okotoks, Cochrane, Banff, and Canmore. And we give them their time back so that way they can do stuff they would much rather do than post on Facebook, Instagram, make funny reels for TikTok, and so on. Okay, if you have any questions on that, my contact info is right there for you to reach out to me. If you like this video, please show your support, drop me a comment, or just leave me a like and make sure you subscribe. And I'll make sure to keep posting this type of content. If you did resonate or you had some friction with some of the stuff in the content here, hopefully it helped. I make these videos, like I said, to look back on in the future, but also to improve my public speaking skills and my presentation skills. Okay? Thank you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.